Hello, Paul here for WhisperCool Wine Cellar Cooling Units. In this video, I'm going to talk about the installation procedures for WhisperCool's self-contained cooling units, the XLT and the Extreme. For this video, we'll assume that your cellar is properly constructed and ready for cooling unit installation. If you have any questions about cellar construction, please watch our animated video, How to Build a Wine Cellar. As always, WhisperCool recommends you consult a wine cellar professional for specific advice on best practices in wine cellaring. The XLT is designed for interior wall installations only, and the Extreme can be installed through an interior or exterior wall. With either unit, if you're installing through the interior wall, you'll want to make certain that the rear of the unit faces an area where fan noise and exhaust heat are acceptable. A utility room or other non-living area is usually best. If your cellar is located in a position in the home where you simply cannot have fan noise or exhaust heat in any of the adjacent areas, we recommend that you install a split system or a ducted system. Both the XLT and the Extreme have ducting options, which are covered in a separate video. I'm going to use an XLT 4200 for this installation, and I'll point out any differences that would occur with an Extreme installation. Your owner's manual will give you specific measurements on the size of the hole and the length of the bracing that you need depending on your model. We're going to install this XLT directly through the wall into this cellar between the existing wall studs. Find the studs that will bracket the cooling unit and mark their location with vertical lines. Draw two horizontal lines to mark your cut lines for your specific unit. Now make your horizontal cuts between the wall studs. You can start at one end and cut to the other, or you can start with your saw in the middle, cut to one side, and come back and finish to the other side. Be careful not to cut the studs themselves. Now make your vertical cuts using the studs as a guide. When you're done, you can remove the sheetrock and you will have a rectangular hole in the wall. Repeat this process on the other side if necessary. Insert your 2x4s into the opening, one at the top of the hole and one at the bottom. Tap the boards gently into place with the hammer and nail or screw them in place. Before we mount any cooling unit, we need to test it to make sure that it's functioning properly. The XLT ships with a bypass plug. Plug this into the thermostat plug on the front of the unit, turn the unit on, and give it about 5 minutes. If the air coming out the front is cool after 5 minutes, you're ready to mount the unit. The Extreme doesn't have a bypass plug, so just plug it into an outlet and attach the bottle probe. Turn the unit on and wait 5 minutes for cool air. After testing your units, remove the bottle probe and unplug the bypass and make sure the units are not plugged in. Next, we'll mount the flanges. The XLT flanges are pre-mounted to the unit, but the Extreme has 4 positions where the flanges can be mounted, so refer to your owner's manual for proper flange position with the Extreme. Remove the adhesive covering from the insulation tape and stick the pieces to the front side of the mounting flange. Slide the unit from the exhausting area into the cellar until the mounting flange is flush with the wall. Secure the flange to the wall by inserting the screws into the pre-drilled holes in the flange. Seal any cracks or gaps in the wall with caulking to prevent air leakage. The XLT ships with the thermostat uninstalled. Plug the black male plug from the unit securely into the female plug in the thermostat. When the connection is secure, attach the thermostat to the front of the unit by inserting the small black screws into the mounting bracket. The Extreme thermostat is already connected. Next, we'll insert the bottle probe into a wine bottle that is about 3/4 full of water and place the bottle in the vertical center of the wine rack. This will allow the unit to measure the temperature of the wine inside the cellar. These units have a drain line to remove excess moisture. The drain line is a critical component of the system, and failure to connect the drain line will void your warranty, so make sure that the drain line is connected. Our self-contained units have 2 electrical inlets so that power can be supplied from the cellar side or from the exhaust side. For the XLT, whichever side you choose to power the unit, you should leave the other side covered as you only need to use one plug. The Extreme has a toggle switch on the side of the unit that designates whether power will be supplied from the front of the unit or from the rear. Select your best option based on the electrical configuration of your cellar and exhaust area. Now it's time to turn the unit on. Once you flip the on-off switch to on, you should not turn off the unit unless you no longer require the unit to cool your wine cellar. The XLT will take 5 minutes for the fans to start when you first turn it on. This is a normal part of the startup cycle. Well, thanks for joining me to learn about the installation procedures for WhisperCool's self-contained cooling units. Please watch our other instructional videos for more information on wine cellar cooling. See you next time.